So I don't take risks. I manage them. And to manage risk, you have to understand what you're working with. And that's pretty much what this channel is all about. Really understanding real life situations so we can make real life decisions in real time. And I actually want to start making some videos about it to help people understand the information they need in order to make wise decisions on how to manage their money. Because we do risk our money when we don't make decisions and when we do. And right now the stock market and everything's kind of bubbly. Crypto's going crazy and housing is insane. And I kind of want to share a little bit about my journey and explain to you why I think the way I think. And then I love the community aspect of this where you guys give me your feedback, and I have yet to outgive my audience because you guys enrich my life so much when we bring up topics. And we're going to kind of do a broad airplane overview about finances and the direction of how not to invest. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Ryan Jinks, and welcome to my Slack Lab, where we break test climbing gear and slackline gear in order to better understand and have better information when we have to make real life decisions in the real world. And every time we get a dollar, we have to decide what to do with it. Sometimes it doesn't go far enough, and sometimes you have an extra one, and you have to know what to do with that. I'm really stoked about finances because it can really change your life if you do it right. And you have to make a lot of little decisions in a row to have a positive impact in your life. There is no get rich method. And even if you did get rich, you would possibly lose it all if you don't know how to manage it. So a little bit about my story is I am 37 now, and I am like slackline retired. Basically, if I spend no money, I don't have to work anymore. Now, I'm not living the van life. I have watched a lot of my friends do that, and not for me. I have a channel that requires me to have big rectangles and keep them somewhere. So I am renting a room in order to lower my bills, and I get to use this space graciously because my welder, who I'm living with, who made all this, really has supported me in the corner of a shop he wasn't using. So I was super fortunate to make those life changes in lowering my bills. That doesn't work for everyone. If you got 3 kids and 2 dogs, it's going to be a lot harder for you. But it's not impossible. You can make positive steps in the right direction. And that's what I want to talk about here at How Not to Invest. I grew up in a family with very little money, and my dad worked really hard painting houses. And I started painting houses with him when I was a teenager. And so I got pretty good at it, and just kind of, it became my career. I wasn't that stoked about it when I first started because I was just scraping and doing kind of the grunt work, which is good for me. And then once I started running jobs, because I'm more of a free thinker and I like to manage things, and it was really nice to take a job start to finish. So I stayed in the painting career until pretty much the end of last year. Now, we still have our painting business functioning. So if you're one of my customers, I do have a hard time telling repeat customers no. And so I still have our employee who's been with us for 10 years, and we kind of just pick and choose what jobs we do. So I can spend 95% of my time working on this channel. I have a lot of questions, and you guys have a lot of questions that we really want to know the answers to, and Slack Snap's the only way we're going to do it. I think tomorrow we're going to move the stuff outside here, and we're going to start working on the drop tower. It's going to be, I think, a 45-foot drop tower when we're done. And I love exploring things that you just can't Google a good solid answer from. And there are so many questions about money. Now, my parents didn't give me anything. I'm not a trustafarian, and I worked for every dollar I have. But I do recognize that I was given a lot of opportunity in the fact that I had a family business to work in. I was able to add value to that and extract money from that value I added. And I have found myself today to be, with my bills low enough, able to basically not paint very much in order to pour more of my energy into this YouTube channel. And hopefully, if I can ever figure out how affiliate links work, then maybe I can make a living from that. But as it stands now, I just need to invest my money properly because I just sold a rental property. My parents were in rental property, and so I also got into rental property. I've been around it for 20 years, and I'm excited about talking about the realistic side of rentals. I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but they're not as get rich quick as you might think. I do live in California, and the laws here are getting a little bit tighter. So, if you guys want to know about rental property, please put that in the comments below. I need a lot of your guys' feedback because I'm stepping out in faith here and talking about a very different topic than carabiners. And the reason I'm doing this is because if you don't Google or YouTube how to save money or how to invest in the stock market, the algorithm's not going to give it to you. And so I really want to give you guys a balanced approach between personal finances, nothing with real hype, realistic stuff, but show you how things can work. And also a balanced approach between investing in stocks and real estate and all the little hacks I've got for that. And then also crypto. I'm a very big believer in crypto. And I don't see too many channels doing both and personal finance. Like it's the whole package. And I really want to present that to you guys because I think I'm a lot better at that than I am at brake testing things. Now, it is scary to talk to a large YouTube audience about my money because money, sex, and drugs are kind of a real taboo topic to talk about in public or even private with some people. So I kind of want to dabble and talk about things you're not supposed to talk about because we do things on this channel here we're not technically supposed to be doing. And I really love exploring things that we all have to deal with, and that is money. Now, I do want to start the channel off with the basics, and then we're going to get into me experimenting with option trading. It's going to be a shit show. Stay tuned for that. If you guys like any niche little investment stuff, hit me up. I love all the little nuances of investments and money and the little hacks there are in life. Now, I don't have 100% clarity on how much clarity I'm going to give on my personal finances because for some people, they might think it's too little or too much or whatever. People portray things weird. And I am going to reveal some things in order to give you examples because we're going to do some real, like we say, human testing on this channel. We're going to do some real human testing. We have weird theories that I haven't seen tests or papers written on. And we're just going to kind of throw a couple grand at it and see what happens. There's not going to be a paywall. I'm not trying to sell you a course. That is not my style. Right now, slackline.com is my website, and I might just throw all this on there. So if we do any tests, you can go on slackline.com, and we'll have an investment section or how not to invest, and you can just kind of see how it's going for me. I did buy some crypto like a couple weeks ago, and that's been great, but it could also go down. I think I'm supposed to say in these videos that I'm not a financial advisor, in case you can't tell, because I don't have a tie. This is not financial advice. Me telling you to spend less than you make is just my opinion. So let's jump into my propaganda. There's 3 things that you need to do in order to be financially free. 1, spend less than you make. 2, invest that difference. And step 3, very important, step 3, go climbing or slacklining or fishing or whatever you do for fun. Sometimes people get stuck at step 2 and forget to enjoy their life. And that's something I've really noticed about some rich people. They get too caught up in it. And I personally kind of hit this momentum and then just stop because I want to enjoy life. Now, a lot of my friends skipped step 1 and 2 and they just went to step 3, and I admire them for that. But a lot of my friends are strapped for cash and they van life and they're living life to the fullest. And I think there's something that's a happy medium, and I hope to inspire people who have money and are not living their fullest, or people living their fullest and have no money, to find that balance. Because I'm a slackliner and I love balance. So this video is just a big airplane view of the whole process, and I'll spend a couple minutes on this. Spend less than you make. I don't know how to say that more clearly. Sometimes it's hard. You have to make sacrifices. And if you've made wrong decisions for a long time, it's going to take you a little while to see the benefits of making those small right decisions. And like if you're stuck in a lease or you have a family, like you can't just get rid of things. It's going to take time to either earn more money or figure out how to spend less money. And we can make videos on those two things. So those are two options you can do to spend less than you make. I definitely like talking about how to make more money because I do like that prosperity mindset and not just spending all day to save $2 with a coupon when instead you could have made $200 with a business idea that it can go much better if you focus on how to make more money than if you spend too much time trying to save money. But again, there's a balance. And put that in the comments below if you're super interested in that. I'm very curious where my audience is financially as an average in order to, like, I don't want to jump into how to sell covered calls and cash covered puts if people don't even have a savings account, if you know what I mean. So please give me feedback. Step 2 is invest that difference. You don't want to just put it in a boring savings account. I pretty much did that for years because I was saving enough money to put a down payment on my next property. I had one rental. I had two and then I moved into one. And, but, oh man, I missed out from 2014 to 2020, that big uprun since the recession. And I'm just kicking myself. Now I had the rental and that was going well for me, but then I saved a bunch of other money that I didn't put in anything because I felt like real estate was too high to make sense with the rents. And I was kind of right on that, but I didn't do anything with it. So that's why we're calling this How Not to Invest. I have made plenty of mistakes and I have no problem sharing them with you. I feel like a lot of people, when they start doing something right 3 months in a row, they make a YouTube channel and become financial experts. So definitely not an expert, but I have made enough right decisions to at least inspire you to also make right decisions. If you don't know how to make money with your money, it can feel overwhelming because everyone's saying crypto or this stock or this thing or Robinhood and options, GameStop. Don't buy GameStop, you guys. We'll make a whole episode about GameStop because I have thoughts and opinions about that. It's really nice before you even have that dollar or before you put the dollars you do have into an investment plan to make a plan. Now you can go with a financial advisor, but there's just so much information out there that I think it's better to think for yourself. And financial advisors can be expensive depending on the ones you get. Now, if you've got money and you're really trying to invest, you really should make sure you have professional advice and you're not listening to some guy on YouTube that you don't know. But I also do that a lot for myself. So I know people do this and I'm just trying to put out a more balanced opinion out there since a lot of people try to find people like themselves to get inspired and know what to do. I can talk about my experiences with financial advisors in another video as well. There are pros and cons to that. It's not all bad, it's not all good. But before the emotion and the hype and the excitement happens from what stock and what Bitcoin to buy, then it's nice to have a plan, make a little pie chart of what dollar is going to go in what slice. So if you have an extra $100, where's it going to go? And One Finance has a great thing. If you just want to make a pie on the different stocks you want or different ETFs, you just stick it in there, super easy. Robinhood has made investing just with the swipe of your finger. It's pretty amazing. I just downloaded Webull. I'll let you know what I think about Webull. I'm trying to get into all these apps so I can feel out which one's the best one and the pros and cons so we can make some videos about it. But no one place is good for all investing. You're not exactly, please do not buy cryptocurrency on PayPal or Webull or Robinhood. I think Gemini is great. The Gemini Active Trader is the cheaper version. I mean, like we're talking 10 times cheaper in fees. So there's just little nuances to every single thing. How to invest in real estate without having to change toilets. REITs are not the only way of doing that. I have probably 4 different ways of investing in real estate that I have done or I'm currently in. REITs just don't give you that much of a return, but it's more liquid. Pros and cons to everything. So we're going to go over what my pies are, my pie charts, how I spread out my money. I love diversification. like a high line. When you see the main line and the backup line, that's the loose line underneath the main one, it is redundancy that we love. Our anchors are all built with multiple bolts and multiple things, so we have redundancy. And that's how I like to do my finances. I like to have backups on backups on backups. If Bitcoin were to drop to zero tomorrow, I wouldn't have to go back to work. It's been great that it's been going up, but I don't hold my breath for any one investment that I have. If the whole world goes to hell in a couple months, like people are projecting, I still probably won't have to go back to work because I'm holding a lot of cash percentage-wise, but I don't want to hold too much because then that's risky as well. Managing money is risky. Not having any money is riskier. And we're going to talk about all that on this channel. And the third thing I really, really want to emphasize is find a passion and a purpose in your life. It could be spending time with your kids. It could be writing the book you always wanted. AKA, I'm almost done with the 2021 Bulletin Bible. Books are a lot of work. It could be traveling to things and places that you've always wanted to see. It could be anything. And it's very important to know why you want to retire early. I hate the word retire, but financial independence, retire early, the FIRE movement, it is like 80% spot on. I think it has some flaws in it, and I would love to talk about the good and the bad of the FIRE movement. If anybody has heard of that. YouTube FIRE. You'll see how many people are living below their means in order to retire early. A lot of the demographic of the people who I painted for were retired people. And I don't think that reading the newspaper in the morning means you have no purpose in your life. It's not what I want to do. So I never felt like retirement was something I was trying to strive for. I just wanted enough financial freedom to be able to take 3 weeks off and go to Moab in the fall when it's nice, or pursue climbing El Capitan for a week. If you have a job that you're really stuck at or you need the money, it's really hard to take time off. Being financially free, which is definitely something I would consider myself to be, allows me to basically take a year where I'm making almost no money from earned income and hopefully growing this YouTube channel to be something that's at least possibly viable for me to continue doing it. A lot of people have donated. You can see on my donation page on how that money is dispersed. I don't live on any of the donations. I don't think that's how it should work. Now, if I'm strapped for cash, I will go earn some money. But it was pretty hard for me to pay for the YouTube channel. There's a lot of expenses when you're trying to especially grow it, and also pay for my bills. So now that all of this expense is more or less covered by donations, I have really, really lowered my bills. Top ramen tastes so good. You just add an egg. And I have the financial freedom to pursue this. And I really thank those who donate. Please don't stop because I'm telling you I have enough money to not work. That's not what I'm saying. But I do want to add so much more value to my audience than just what carabiners from wish.com break at. Please don't buy carabiners from wish.com. Spoiler alert. I do apologize if I'm rambling. I am just full of stoke about this, and I felt like shooting off the hip is going to give you more of an authentic look into how I perceive money and how I think I can help you guys out. If you guys love personal finance and or investments and strategies or crypto, hit me up, Ryan at slackline.com. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. I love getting this community going. Now, I would like to start maybe, I don't know, Facebook group seems a little weird, but I don't know, a place everybody could be that does extreme sports or super passionate about something and runs a mobile-ish business. Let's say you're an engineer who works off their laptop and they can be anywhere in the world, or a slackliner trying to be a professional athlete. You don't need a ton of money to basically work for yourself, and you don't have to live in a van in order to save money, though it does help. So hopefully this video gets some stoke going in the community. I had a professor from the University of Nebraska who knows a lot about taxes hit me up. I love that stuff. There's a lot of good tax hacks that are legal. And I really want to inspire 18 to 22-year-olds to really think about the future while still living in the present, because any decisions you make between 18 and 22 is like moving your rudder just 1% before you sail across the ocean. It is going to put you in a very drastic different location based on your little decisions you make. And I think a lot of people know that college debt isn't all it's cracked up to be. So hopefully we can make some videos about that. But just like break tests, I'm no pro at this stuff. I love the community feedback. If you guys want to help me make videos on something you are an expert about, please hit me up. I think GameStop and Bitcoin has got a lot of stuff on the front of people's minds, and I think that's good. And I want to use that opportunity in order to put personal finance and investments and wise investments into the front of your mind. So I am stoked about personal finances, investing, and being financially free as the wealth gap increases exponentially every time we have a new crash in the market. And I definitely want you guys on the right side of that gap when the next one happens. I just want you to know how to be better with your money, and that money is not that important. Living your life to the fullest is what matters. Cheers.